Hello friends, we're going to speak now about two, I refer to them as neutral asanas, and the first one that I will share with you is Yogasana. Many people call this the child's pose, and also Uttita Balasana, the child's pose is Balasana. Now with this, for me, I would normally practice the child's pose in this way, okay? Some people say that taking the arms out is like making it into an extended child's pose, Uttita Balasana. But the way that I learned this, and I'm so grateful to the teachings of this, because the way that I learned this was really to approach this asana in a very deep devotional way. And if you recognize when I come into this position that this is a primal position of the body to hold when we are honoring something, when we are bowing in absolute humility. So I don't know if you've been to India, but if you go to India and you go into a temple and you bow to that energy with reverence, or you meet somebody who is really connected to their divine truth and you bow with reverence. And this bowing is so good for us. Nowadays in the West, people don't like to bow like this because very much of a big egoic attitude. But in India, this is what I believe keeps the Indian people so in the heart, because they have this ability to be humble. It's like so just natural for them to honor and respect. And this posture is all about that for me. When I come into this posture, and I love to use it a lot in the asana, particularly when you come down into the seated asanas, but just entwining this in between many of the seated asanas can really bring people into that state of surrender, actually, even if they don't realize it or it's not something they're looking for in the practice. It's such an ancient gesture of the body that invokes that something happens. And how I was originally taught it was that you can really go deep into the heart with this. And this is very true, and I really like to come down and just breathe into the heart and just really settle my energy in this way. At the same time, this asana also has an effect on all the chakras. When we come into this asana, the whole spine is activated in a very neutral way. And you can even, after doing an asana with on Manipur chakra, you can still come in and breathe into Manipur just to harness the effects of that in the afterglow of the asana. Yeah. But ultimately, I would use this to focus in the heart. And the name Yogasana is very interesting because yog is yoga. It is union. So we can say that it is the grey asana of yoga. The asana of union. So yes, I just invite you to explore this to all of its depths. Use your breath. And of course, some people, they struggle to come into this position here, so there can be many ways that you would just find to modify it in order just to really rest in. Even placing a cushion in between the feet and the buttocks, the upper thighs, can be very helpful. Okay? Good. Let's move now to Savasana. Savasana, the corpse pose. So this asana again is a supreme asana of surrender. At the end of the practice, our ability to really let go is so paramount in allowing that absolute divine afterglow of our practice to radiate through us, because the yoga practice in itself is a lot of us doing and controlling and moving and all of this. Like, we are active, we are in there. It is, even apart from the awareness phases, of course, but even in the stillness of the asana, there's still an action that's taking place. Yeah? Now in Shavasana, everything lets go. The body can just relax. And okay, not for everybody in the beginning sometimes, but the mind can also take refuge as well, because it's not having anything needed. And when I'm teaching this, actually, I feel into, you've probably noticed if you've taken my classes, I have different relaxations, and we can speak about a general relaxation that you can use in your classes, because it is through the practice and really feeling into the different themes that I teach, do I formulate the relaxation at the end. But do you know what the best relaxation is for most people? You being silent as a teacher. Because how I say is, we are so used to the teacher in yoga talking and guiding and inspiring and all of these things. And for me, if we really want to allow ourselves or the students to just let go without having to listen, because even listening is an action, then just allow that to happen. Just allow people to drop in. And so what I usually say is, have a little intro at the beginning. Yeah, if we're going to do this very simply, have an intro. Get your students relaxed. Ask them to come into the position. And usually I just guide an overall awareness, so inviting yourself or others to just feel into the body. And if there's any tensed areas, you can breathe into them, clench them even, and then exhale and let go. And you can do this a few times, and it allows people just to evaluate inside where there may be tension held. Okay? And some people, just for you to know, they really struggle with the lower back in this position. It's not always so comfortable for people, and depending on people's skeletal structure as well, they might find that it's difficult for them to sit without a pillow, because often I was always told definitely no pillow, but some people need a little pillow just to lift up, to actually align the head with the spine. Obviously nothing too big, but it depends what people need. Now another way, and obviously it might not seem to some of you very relaxed, but this can be a refuge for some people. If they are having back problems, you can either put a cushion underneath the legs, that's more kind of relaxing and more yin, but in some extreme moments, somebody can relax even better by taking the feet up like this, just to alleviate the body. So as you can understand, the ultimate thing is here is getting us relaxed. Because when the body is relaxed, then the mind will also calm down and relax. So guiding people through in this way, if you have a good amount of time, you can also just scan the body. You can get people just to run the awareness up from the tip of the left foot to the top of the left leg, tip of the right foot to the top of the right leg, tip of the left arm to the top of the right arm, tip of the right arm to the top of the right arm, and then moving up through the pelvic area, abdomen, chest, and then going to the back, moving up through the back, shoulders, neck, face. You can go through the muscles of the face and then the entire head. So once people have done this, it can be very nice then, because then they can let go of the body. But if I don't have enough time, at that point of just getting people just to get the body comfortable, I could then put some music on, some really relaxing music, and then they don't have to follow my voice. If you have like 15 minutes for relaxation, you can scan through the body as I've just said, and then allow 5 minutes silence. At least 5 minutes silence, in my opinion, should be given during relaxation. Because what's happening in the relaxation is there is an integration of all of the energies from the practice, and also an integration on a physical level and on a mental level, and then obviously on a deeper level of the soul. And that always, in my opinion, for that deeper integration, silence is the best. So that people can really go inside and hear themselves, rather than that constant taking out into the external world. So just allowing people to drop in. It is paramount that people relax at the end. Even if somebody suddenly realizes that the time is, it's gone over the class time, or you suddenly realize you forgot something, you have to go and check it. You would never just jump up and go out. Always take the time to relax the body. It is paramount. Even if in an extreme moment you just have 2 minutes, it's better than nothing. Because if you don't take that time, especially in Tantra Yoga, we're working a lot more with the subtle energy. And it's almost like without that integration, you don't fix everything. And you could say that you are quite wide open. And then you would go out into the everyday life, and you could be more susceptible to other people's energy, or a difficult situation can actually affect you more because you're wide open. And that doesn't mean to say that the Shavasana is closing us down. It just simply means that it allows the energies to settle inside and be used for the physical healing, or to be used for the spiritual progress, which is the ultimate goal of the yoga, as you understand by now. So definitely taking this time to relax is just absolutely paramount. And the question can also be is, if I want to meditate, do I meditate before relaxation, or do I meditate at the end? It would be better, if you want to meditate, to take a short relaxation and then finish with meditating, especially if it is mantra meditation. Because we should never, especially after doing japa, mantra, lie down afterwards to take a relaxation, because to fall asleep you would lose that energy. So my recommendation is this. And also, if you want to practice pranayama, then do the pranayama, relaxation, and then the meditation. Because again, the pranayama leaves the body wide open energetically, and so just having a relaxation allows that effortless integration. And this is what I want to say on this note as well. As teachers, as practitioners, trust the wisdom of your own body to effortlessly integrate. Your bodies know what is needed, how to utilize this energy far more than your mind. And so this is why silence is so key in a Shavasana, because it allows an effortless integration. To really just let your higher wisdom take over. Okay, I just scan to see if there's something that I want to share here. I will also say that, to reinforce, if you do a short pranayama session and it starts to involve more rigorous practices, then definitely also you need the Shavasana after. Obviously, if you meditate, it's not something you need after. It's more the asana and the pranayama. And if you're just running a short class, 5 minutes can be enough. If the class is, for example, 1 hour. But if the class gets longer, then you definitely need at least 10 minutes. Okay, ideally 15 minutes Shavasana. Okay, good, good. Thank you.